Hi, I'm JJ, and this time I'm doing Ethereal Cup flower. We're starting with the Devil's Octagon base that you can see in other videos, like the Sun and the Devil flower. At this stage, what we're gonna do is open it up the same way as we did the Sun and the Devil flower, but we want this part to be on the inside of the fold over. This for the Ethereal Cup, we're not gonna put those parts into to make a rhombus shape. We're leaving it flared out like this. So by making this the middle, closing them up and folding it over in one direction, we're gonna end up with a starting point. And now we're gonna, among those two, we're gonna squash like we did in the Sun. But this time we have the leftover untucked inside, so it's gonna be a little more difficult or easier. I don't know. And the surface that we're gonna arrive at is pretty much just like a sun, kind of a flat sun. Again, we're squashing between the two layers that we folded over to close to create this flat surface, like so. And the outside, it looks like this. So the next thing is pre-folding. There's a whole bunch of pre-folding before we can just close it up as like a cup. The first pre-folds we're gonna do is, as you can see, there's like there's the rhombus type of shape like we had before, and then we're just gonna fold this leftover to the center of that. It's gonna be a little difficult because it's also connected to this other part, but we only need to fold this part against that other over this, like this, and do that for all the 8 of them that are visible. And it doesn't need to doesn't need to stay folded. It's just a pre-fold, so we can do that later with ease when we close up the whole cup. So with those done, it's a little three-dimensional. The next pre-fold is actually not even a pre-fold, it's a locking away. So what we're gonna take is this corner and lock it away inside this back of the petal. So just pretty much fold over to the inside of the line, like this. And do the same with all of them. Sometimes easier to fold one side of it all the way around and then the other side the other way around. But I'm doing 1 and 2. Alright, so once this is done, this has a flat surface, same as this. This part is going to be trickiest because what we're going to do is open the thick petals up and create a crease on the inside here where it opens up. So it's going to be this line that it clashes against, like this. And this fold is not really, it drags with it the other part of the paper, that's why it's so difficult. But we only need to pre-fold this part, and then 8, everywhere around, while keeping it open. Get the other part and open it up. But yeah, don't fold past that. So it's only gonna open like this. And then we do the same thing everywhere. Just that, just those two. And then, if you want a reference marker, where you pre-folded before, you're gonna see lines, and you can use those lines as reference to how far to fold it. Although the paper is gonna stop you anyways because it's really compressed. Anyway, so there's that pre-folded. The next maneuver is even more difficult. What we're gonna do is open this up, holding these down, and then at the tip here, we're gonna bring this center of that valley of that it's not really a valley of that angle here. We're gonna bring that to that line that we created when we pre-folded, and this is gonna make it like in the diamond pop. It's gonna be a pyramid kind of a shape, and we do that for all 8 of them. And it's not gonna stay that way because it's still not locked away. What we're gonna do last is lock away these flaps that we pre-folded on in the first part. So for now, by bringing these middles and having this extra flap of paper, we're creating the rounded shape of the cup. So if you keep opening it up and then aligning it, opening it up, aligning it, like so, to that line, all the way around, and up here. Alright, so that's all of them pre-folded. Now all we have to do is lock it away. And that is a little tricky because what we're gonna do here is when it's rounded like that and we have that little flap, this flap is gonna fold in on itself and onto the inside of this petal. As you can see, there's like a space, and if you fold over like that, you can clear that space, round it out in there, and then you're gonna take that flap and flip it along that pre-fold to the inside, thus locking it away like so. And then repeat for all of the 8. What I'm doing is rounding out this space that the flap is going into, and then refolding it back into the shape it's supposed to be. And yeah, after you do like the first 1 or first 2, you can like snap the other petals, because there's gonna be a thick petal and thin petals, and the thin petals might be flaring out, but you can just snap it for them to curl inwards. But yes, continuing this, I'm locking away the whole thing, creating this cup shape that the model is known for. And as you can see, I've had practice with this, but it's a tricky little thing because it's a tiny little flap, and gets tucked away into a tiny little space. So, and yeah, this might happen also. Like, it might crinkle up along this line because it's not rounded out yet, but if you flatten out the inside of the opening here we did, it should be fine. So tucking it away, last one. And now you can snap those other petals to the inside. And we already have the the cup shape. Sometimes it doesn't want to stay. There we go. So there's the bottom. And then here's the top. And you could potentially curl them inwards, curl them outwards, however you want. This is just a basic. And then if you want to stem it, you just spread out the bottom like in the sun model, and then pierce it and put a stem in. And that's the Ethereal Cup.